Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. I don't have a source for this one, so we're just gonna get started basically. It's kind of a Yu-Gi-Oh-esque dragon. Here's the deal. I am not a dragon artist. Like, I can draw you a dragon, kinda. But it's not something that I draw regularly. So I'm actually going to kind of go about this one slightly different in that I am going to kind of do some, what's the word for that? I'm like the most terrible art instructor ever. I'm doing some contour line structures here. I'm trying to think what you call it though. In art, it's like a motion line, I guess. Geez, I don't use motion lines. No, it's not a motion line. It's sort of like your line of composition. It's just go with me here. But yeah, I just want this dragon to be a little more dynamic. Though I do like this sort of diamond structure on the nose. I'm just going to bring it out a little more on this side so that you can see the other, see how this kind of goes whoop, whoop, like that. I'm getting the impression it's supposed to come out in sort of a pyramid shape because you can see the other eye. So I'm just going to bring that out a little bit more. Do the jaw. Get our horns in there. Again, using another line to sort of keep the distance and the angle between the horns consistent. I am feeling like this is too dark. There we go. I hope you can see that a little better now. See my red lines better, that is. But still be able to see the sketch underneath. I'm debating about leaving the arms where they are, or sort of... Let's move them. Let's get really funky on this one. Let's try to get a really dynamic pose. Get the arms up away from the body a little more. These are like very kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon wings. Like, they have almost a fantastical structure rather than an honest to God mechanical structure. Meaning like flight could happen with those wings. Actually, what I should say is flight couldn't happen with these wings, but that's okay. We're drawing a dragoon. Yeah, we'll just try to get some fancy anatomies on the wings that mirror each other. You know, I was actually going to do this one last week, but I had jury duty stuff I had to take care of, and it didn't leave me a lot of time to do much of anything else except update my webcomic. So, and even then I only got one page in last week. Shame on me. But anyway, when I was setting up these, this file and the other one to be redlined, I was thinking, you know, oh, how am I going to do this? What's it going to, like, kind of formulating a plan in my head, if you will, of how I wanted to go about doing this one. And where was I going with this? I was telling you a whole story here, and I've completely... This is why you shouldn't talk and draw, kids, because you just won't remember. Oh, but I was like kind of nervous about doing this one because like I said, I am not a dragon anatomy. Like, again, I'm not a dragon artist. Like, there's some people out there who've made like entire careers on just drawing nothing but dragon. Like, I think who's a good example? Like Neon Dragon. There you go. I don't know if she still draws dragons, but like as much as she used to. But she has some successful fantasy, how to draw fantasy creature books out there. So we're just trying to get some interesting angles here. He has got some enormous foreclaws, and I'm kind of, or not foreclaws, what would be a better word, a better term, like forearm paw. You got big ol' hands. So we're just gonna kind of rough these in a little more. Let me switch to a harder eraser. Goodbye, knee. Sorry, you have to go away now. You are no longer needed. I used to draw claws like this when I was a teenager. I used to call them banana claws because they look like bananas. I don't know. They just kind of have a banana-y look. Now a quote-unquote true claw, but depending on the animal you're drawing, but like normally, let's say this is our animal. We'll put a pad on there. It'll be like a kitty or something. The bone that goes down into like the fingery area, the claw, it attaches like this. If you've ever taken like your kitty's foot or your doggy's foot and you kind of go wink and you press on their foot and their claw comes out like that, they have more of like a flared base, and then inside is the quick, usually like right there. So that's more of like what they look like. They don't usually fill the entire pocket, so to speak, the entire stem of the finger. I can't imagine there's many banana claws in nature. That's okay though, we're drawing a dragon, we can do whatever we want. Okay. Just trying to, by the way, I'm using Lazy Nezumi right now. I need to become like a spokeswoman for them. I promote them so much. I just love Lazy Nezumi. It is a secondary application that can run in any drawing program, though I feel, I shouldn't say I feel, from what I understand, it works best with Photoshop. Like it kind of defaults with Photoshop, but you can use it with like Paint-Tool-Sai and GIMP, I guess. I'm trying to think of other free drawing programs, OpenCanvas, and it helps smooth out your again, here's another example. This probably shouldn't turn inward like this. This should, oh, okay, sorry, I thought my dog was panting. It is very warm here. It should probably turn outwards, more like that. So let's pretend that you can see behind this dragon. I would actually have the flesh connect more down here, sort of in the mid-backle region. And I would kind of maybe think about doing away with the sort of like shark tooth design on the wings here. When the skin pulls taut on wings, like if you look at a bat wing, or even like the webbing between your fingers, it's more of a curved shape, and the drama of your wings should come from the tips of the bones coming down. So like you want the drama here, you don't want the drama up here. You know what I mean? Kind of like Batman in his bat cape. So yeah, something like that. I think that would do you just fine. I've also, I should have said this while I was working on it, I kind of brought the feet up into a more kangaroo type pose, and it kind of defined this shape, just to sort of make him look a little more like ready for battle, I guess. Maybe that's like a good way to describe it. Alright, and let's draw our tail. I like to kind of draw a loosely segmented tail, sort of in the way this one is drawn. Just I'm going to bring it up off the ground a little more. I'm going to taper it from the body to the tip. So let me see here. Wow, there is some kind of animal outside. It's really irritating me. So we're kind of drawing like a little Triton tail there. And I'm actually going to draw the tail straight through. So you can kind of see like where an underlying bone structure could be for this tail. You can maybe even put some tears in it or something. Let me just make this line a little thicker so you can kind of see where it connects. Huzzah. Okay. Now I'm going to be a big cheaty pants just to save some time and energy here, and I'm actually going to steal this wing. Make sure I get the tips. Alright. I have a lot of my copy and paste stuff sort of on a short order there with hotkeys just to kind of quicken this up a little bit. So obviously you can't do this on paper. I guess you could fold the paper in half maybe. But like you're making a butterfly, making a dragonfly. Ooh, oh, it's not funny at all. Okay, so yeah, you can't really do this in traditional media, but just to save time and to help you get an idea of what we're going for here, this is not necessarily a how to draw dragon on computer or paper. This is just how to draw dragon in general. So I just kind of mirrored the wings over. It's a little asymmetrical. I guess I could maybe fold that in. just need to make sure that this, okay, yeah, that would kind of connect like that. Okay, so kind of folded that in a little bit, which I think is closer to what was there to begin with. Now this is supposed to be sort of like an armored dragon. So let's try to get some of that armoring in there. Made that a little darker so you guys can see it. Okay, so let's, I'm just kind of looking at how it's, okay, let's get real close here. Little too close. Let's go back out. Okay. Do our hornsies. So now he's got like this kind of like armored like scaling or like shingling. Not that he has shingles, just that, oh, you get what I'm saying. So let's draw our center line here. So this helps kind of show us which direction these should be going. This is making me feel so confident about my dragon drawing abilities. Let's start having that peek out a little bit over there. Okay. So now we're going to draw some dragony brows here. Now I like to actually, and I think I've mentioned this in other videos, I like to kind of draw this brow muscle or this brow shape. Like, I don't know, I don't ink that whole thing, but it kind of helps really get that flow through that you're looking for. Of course, we'll give him slit eyes. Ooh, he's evil. And then let's follow this little peak up over, just to make sure we're lining up nice. Just cleaning up some edges here. Now I can't get in there to really draw the teeth in any detail, but you kind of want to do structures sort of like this. So it's like the edge of your gum. These are his gnashing, gnarly, evil dragon teeth. Okay? So kind of like that. But yeah, like I said, this drawing, it's just a little too small for me to get in there, and it would get all gunked up, and I'm just not even going to do it. I'm not even going to try it. So just, this is kind of the shape that you want to do, though. You want to do it a little more tapered. Or not tapered, but in perspective, sorry. So something a little more like that. Okay, so let's just real quickly here do the kind of like chest armor, or like the belly bone plates. Down to the groin. Don't be shy. Because as soon as you're shy about putting bone plates over his groin is when he's going to get kicked in the nuts, and then you're going to feel really bad that you didn't draw it, you know? This is just part of nature. It's beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I know we're doing a dragon here, and suddenly I'm going to be talking about human nudity, but weird transition, uncomfortable. But when I was first doing nude models and stuff in school, in college, I should say, not in grade school, the kindergartner didn't wheel a nude model out and be like, "Okay, kids, inappropriate." But I never had trouble drawing nudes, male or female. You know, there were some guys, I'm not even joking, that would get a little excited, so to speak. They were never inappropriate or anything towards the models, but you could tell they were like, I have never seen a woman before this moment, you know? And it was hard for them to sort of adjust and get over their shock and get drawn and whatever, but you learn. You just start to see things as they are, you know? And you just learn to draw them and deal with it and move on. No shame attached in the human body or the dragon body. Dragons everywhere. Like, thank you, Emmy. Thank you. Now we can finally get our appropriate bone plating over our genitals. Because some prude out there won't draw it. No, I can't. Don't. This is getting weird. I'm getting onto a weird topic now. There we go. Let's give him a little bit of muscle here, huh? To hold up these big beefy forearms. Alrighty, I think that'll do it for our dragoon. I actually gave myself a ton of extra space in case I wanted to go outside of the area that he drew on, or she drew on. Or they. Whoever you are out there. But I didn't need all that space, I guess. Sorry, I'm just trying to make it darker so you can see. Let me actually like try to put a color. I've got so many gaps in here. Oh, it's alright. But there's our dragon. I'm gonna flip back to the original back and forth a little bit so you can contrast and compare. If that'll make you dizzy, you can stop the video for a few moments here. I know that some people, it does make them dizzy. I'm just kind of cleaning up some areas here. Okay, so let's flip back to the original. So this is, oh, by the way, I have nothing against people using like pen on note paper and just sending in whatever, you know, that's totally cool. Everybody doodles in their notebooks. We all did it. We all still do it probably. So yeah, you send it in however you want to send it in and I will do it. Okay. So here we go. Back and forth. We just kind of made the pose just a teeny bit more dynamic, sort of got the legs up off the ground, or the feeties and legs up off the ground a little bit there, and now he's ready for action. He's ready to start some dragony shenanigans, huh? Yeah. He says meow, I'm a dragon, meow. Okay, so thank you to you for sending it in, whoever you may be, and we'll get to the next one in just a second. Okay, BRB. Okay, and we're back with our next one here. This was sent to me by Mushinery, so Mushinery, yeah, mushinery.tumblr.com, mushinery.tumblr, or .deviantart.com. You can find them in both places. So this one's lovely. I love the painting. That face, honey, stop me. So we're just gonna go over the art a little bit. Just make some slight anatomy changes. Nothing too big here, actually. So this is going to be a really quick one. I'm not even going to touch the face. I'm just going to draw some boxes just to imply where it is for us. Okay. Those neck anatomies are working. So we're just going to draw our ribs. So there is a, what would you call that, like a capelet covering the other shoulder. So we're just going to take a guess here, which is fine. Get out of here, you little thing. Okay. So I think the biggest thing with this one is the kind of the length proportions of the arms to the body. I think that's honestly and maybe just the teeniest bit on how the legs connect, maybe. So let me think here. The reason I'm kind of going for the legs is because I sort of use the length of the legs as reference for the length of the arms, because where the hands fall to the, like, how would I say this? So the hands should fall just a little bit above, like the tips of the fingers should fall a little bit above the middle of the thigh. The middle of the length of the thigh. Yeah, okay. Now, again, it's a little different for everybody. You know, some people have longer or shorter bones, whatever, but it shouldn't be like way, way off of that. That knee a little high, I think. Yeah. Okay. So let me see here. I'm sorry, I have to draw a little bit of a batch. I'm sorry. My poor children. This is just so mommy can see where the butt cheek is. Okay. Alright, so we got this arm here. So that's a much more appropriate length. See, it falls just about at that middle of the thigh line. It actually could probably be a little higher than that. Just a touch. Just a touch. I'm sorry, I sounded really exasperated there for a second. I'm not. I'm okay. We're gonna get through this. It's no big deal. Arms kind of stress me out for some reason. I don't know. So now that we have this arm as sort of a length guide, we can see, yeah, I think this one just needs to be a little bit sort of blocking out the fist there, and I should probably turn it so that he can actually hold his sword. I was like not even thinking about that. Because of my smartness, I was not even considering that he may want to hold a sword. Okay, so both arms have been slightly lengthened. And again, I'm going to make this just a teeny bit lighter, just so that my red lines show up a little better. I would maybe move the nipples up just a little bit more. But that's good that you're thinking about the stretch there. Totally appropriate nipple stretchage. Okay. Tail, fine. I'm not going to mess with the tail. So let's go up to the sword. Alright, and let me get a better eraser here. So you'll see that I kind of plumped this outer, so see how there's this like that kind of a shape? That's from like the bunching of the skin and the muscle. And this shape here is it's there. It's a shape that you want to master in art. It's kind of like a curve and then a straight. And so much of the human body is made of this shape. You know, like this could be the back of the knees. You could do like a foot. You know, that shape could be an eyebrow. You know, you could have your eye in there. It's a shape that you see kind of all about the human body. Also, sadly, we are wedge-shaped, so we get stuck in a lot of spots. I don't know. That's something my husband always says. He says, Emmy, remember, we're wedge-shaped. Don't go in there. I get the impression my husband got stuck in a lot of places as a kid. So let's do a thumb. So real quick while I do this little fingers here, I just wanted to say I've been kind of keeping count of Redline Tuesday episodes and stuff. And where we stand about now, we have approximately 16 to 18 episodes left. Things have really sped up since I started doing 2 a week as opposed to 1. Now, this isn't really a big deal. I mean, honestly, if I run... Oh, and I should mention that those are consisting of episodes that we've... or consisting of art that is new. Like, not repeat art, not art from people that have already sent in. So, I think what I'll do is if we run out, though we shouldn't, it's kind of be a while before we run out, a couple months at least. But if we do run out, I think what I'll do is I'll do the repeats. I'll do like art that's already been, or not art, but people who have already sent in art. I'll do theirs, and then beyond that, I guess I'll just keep kind of... I won't stop uploading to the channel, obviously. I'll keep producing something to show you guys. I'll do comic pages or whatever, but after I run out, Redline Tuesdays might be a little more sporadic. Or I'm going to have to go back to doing 1 a week or something. I really don't want to do that, though. I really enjoy doing 2 at a time. It's just... it's a little easier on my schedule, a little easier on my video editing time, and frankly, I've gotten a little quicker at them, so I feel like I'm not filling the time as well as I could be, I guess. So, yeah, that's just something to be aware of, I guess. Putting pressure on you guys. You're sending your redlines where it's just not going to be anymore. How do you think about that, huh? That hand is so... these fingers are so chunky, and I don't want them to be that chunky. I want them to be, like, slim. Maybe I'll make some tutorials or something. I recently got emy.bitner, which is a sort of like an emote making program, though people are using it more just to like animate their characters for funsies. Oh, for fun. And I wouldn't say I've mastered the program, but I've figured out enough to get some pretty decent results out of it and stuff. Okay, so let me think here. 1, 2, 3. I have a bad habit. I kind of draw my fists really boxy, and then I have to kind of go back through and like taper things and stuff because I'm a dream of a child. I'm a dream artist over here. Okay. Now, the position of this hand kind of implies that his hand is like leaning back a little more, as the original was more like kind of leaning forward, but the blade wasn't straight. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to draw a straight blade. And then we're going to cry because we can't. No. We're better than that. Let's do it in a different color, though, just to ease our tired hearts. Do it in pink. Wow, you can barely tell the difference. Okay, let's do it in gray. Okay. So all I did here was in Photoshop, I turned the canvas. Not really sure what that is on the end, but I will try to mimic it as best I can. So I turned the canvas. I use the scroll bars actually as sort of my gauge for how my straight lines are going to look, and then I just hold shift in either direction, vertical or horizontal, and you get straight lines. So let's draw the guard. And I'm not sure what kind of a sword this is supposed to be, but if it was like a kind of a hybrid samurai sword, we could do like... Oh my god, somebody who knows more about samurai swords than me is just looking at this weaving pattern and be like, nope, nope. Deal with it. Okay, there we go. It's like terrible weave pattern on my faux samurai sword. Oh, I'll never forget the time I tried to draw kimonos and I got so much shit about it because it looked so bad. But I had never drawn them before and I felt terrible. I felt terrible, you guys. I'm very, like, particular about the way my things should look. If you've ever seen any of my redraws of my Trying Human pages, you know that I have issues with that and cannot stop ever redrawing anything 'cause I'm a bad person. So, yep. Okay, so this is the scarab. Wait, is that right? No, that doesn't sound scarab. The sheath of the sword. What am I thinking of? I don't know. I'm having a moment here. So I'm just gonna erase this a little bit to make it look thicker. Or like wrap aroundy or something. Oh, I should have written down the percentage of that. Oh well. Just take my word for it. There we go. Sorry about the handle there. I'm trying to make it look a little bit like something. And I'm going to actually erase this part because you get it. It's a straight line back there. It's just a slightly different angle than it was before. Maybe even a little higher up on the back. Does that go? I don't know where that would connect, but it connects back there somewhere. Alrighty. So the only other thing would be, I guess, to kind of draw these fingers and just remember that they end right in there and good times. Yeah, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to go over for this one. It's real decent. The anatomy was like pretty close. But my hand drawing abilities are quite questionable for this one. I did the best I could without a reference for somebody holding. I should have gotten a reference first for the episode. That's my bad. But I think I got it, close-ish. Okay, that's pretty cool. Just make that a little darker. Multiply. And then let us step back as we do and sort of do a little compare contrast. So here's the flickering, so if you need to stop the video now would be the time. Get rid of some of this. Okay. Well, it kind of looks like he's jerking that sword off a little bit. Children, look away. I think the only thing this right here needs to be a little shorter. Just a touch. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's a lot better. Want to thank you guys for sending in all these awesome red lines, and just as a reminder, if you want to send in a Redline Tuesday to me, please send it to emy.bitner at IntroducingEmy.com. That email is in the banner of my YouTube. Just send it in, just attach it to the email and say Redline Tuesday in the subject, and if you have an address that you want me to credit, like machinery here, do so. Just put it in the email and just say, give credit to, Bob Johnson at bobjohnson.com. So, oh my god, I hope that's not an inappropriate site. Don't go to that site, kids. So, anyway, I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye!